You're watching The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Hey guys, welcome back to Space Cadettes with me, Bean, joined by Shanice and Jena. We used to all work at Space Cadettes, but now just Shanice and Jena are hanging out there. I'm off doing way less fun stuff than working at a comic store, but still get to get my nerd on once a week when we talk about cool stuff. And today is going to be a good week for all of the people who love Marvel, because it's Marvel week. And we're going to be discussing in different ways who's the best in the Marvel universe. So let's see. Do you guys know which one? How about we just start off with like who's the strongest?
Do we want to go strongest, like all around strongest, or just like strongest magic? Like who could take out everybody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, I think that's like part of it. Is like, how do you even measure strong?
Yeah. Because it's weird. There's kind of like a tie in my mind, because I feel like Scarlet Witch and the Hulk, either one of them, any day of the week could take everybody out with just like, I guess it depends on the circumstances, because we kind of saw it kind of happening in Doctor Strange no, that's not the word. Multiverse of Madness. I said this earlier today to Shanice too. I was like, multitude. Like, wait a minute, that's not right. Multiverse of Madness, where she was literally not even in her own body. She was in her double's body and was still able to take out everybody like it was nothing. So I think if she wanted to, she could take out everybody, like just like it was like nothing. Like, oh, I'm annoyed, I'm gonna take out everybody. we all know that's true, right? Like, for sure. And then also I think Hulk, I don't think there's anybody that could go one-on-one Hulk and win, because the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets. But I think right now he's Professor Hulk, isn't he?
I believe so, but it's like the frustrating thing. Well, I should say frustrating, because like with the Hulk, it really does depend on like who's writing him. Like that, like I know like that kind of depends. Like in the comic, that's a big thing in the comics. But I feel like in the MCU, he's been kind of nerfed hard compared to his comic counterpart.
Yeah,
like he's powerful, but I feel like, I don't know, like the Incredible Hulk, like Edward Norton's Hulk, which is body, like I was Eric Bana, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk a little bit. I mean, he's a powerful character, but it took like a couple punches from Thanos, and Hulk was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to fight him anymore. I'm tired.
No, I'm tired. I'm gonna go take a nap. Forget this.
I'm good."
I feel that. But so that's kind of where I'm like, I'm not sure. I guess it depends on what day of the week it is, or like what's going on who could be like the strongest character. Because I know other people will say like Doctor Strange or like Iron Man or even Loki or Thanos, and I'm like, I think if Thanos 1v1 versus Scarlet Witch or the Hulk, he wouldn't have dusted people. That's just me. We wouldn't have all the fun if Thanos didn't have the Infinity Gauntlet. Because I mean, in the comics, and I hope someday they do it in the movies, Thanos and Deadpool are like going back and forth because of their love for death, and you know, he gets taken out by Deadpool. But I really do believe, with a combination of not just the movies but also like the comics, Scarlet Witch, hands down, strongest when she has a reason to be, strongest character in the MCU. That's my hot take on that.
I feel like that's all like magic. That's like strongest magically, and like I like that you also brought up the Hulk, who could definitely be, I think, could be considered like the strongest physically.
Yeah.
Unless there's any, I kind of want to Google it because
now I really
yeah.
What's up?
Oh, please. Galactus.
Galactus is really strong.
Yeah, I mean, he eats planets for fun.
Just as a little snack as a treat.
I know. It's like, oh, nom, 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 nom. I ate your entire planet and all your peoples. Let's go eat the rest of the universe. Rude.
Like, honestly, I think people are just overreacting. It's just minor genocide. It's all
Just minor. It's like, I am a whole meal, not a snack. Thank you.
I mean, I take it as a compliment. Exactly. Like, I'm a whole snack.
I'm a whole snack. Okay.
Hi, dude. This is a crisis.
Oh my gosh. But I don't think Galactus has shown up in any of the movies, has he?
Not yet.
I don't think any of these people have shown up in the movies. Because they've also got Grandmaster, Hercules, Vulcan, Scar, Magus. Yeah, so I don't think any of the like strongest characters have been in any of the movies yet.
I feel like one that was in the movies was Star-Lord's dad.
Oh yeah,
who's like god level.
Yeah,
and
a whole planet though.
Yeah,
planet.
Star-Lord's dad versus Galactus.
Oh,
that would be good.
I think. Oh, I don't know. Star-Lord's dad would probably try and seduce him to have a baby, so that way he could eat the baby to keep living. Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I feel like by you saying that, that's just somehow like someone's like riding ego like Galactus fic. Just God.
Oh no, I see it now. Why did I think that? No. Well, that's our disturbing moment for today. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's interesting because, like, I think the most powerful person, like, I mean, there are some, like, really, like just super, like, OP people in the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, the first person I thought of, you know, Scarlet Witch, but there's also Billy, her son, and Tommy. Like, both her kids are, like, stupidly OP, and they're still kids. And when they get older, they'll have the benefit of like hopefully someone teaching them how to use their powers so they won't go off the wall like their mom did. So,
or
sounds terrible to say, but like I mean Billy, like he's a reality warper. Tommy, he's a speedster, and again, like I was saying earlier, depending on who writes them, they can just rewrite time, the reality as they like just by running or just doing hand stuff.
There we go. Rewrote the universe. Wow. But like they were born as pieces of this dude's like soul or something from the underworld, and when they hit like a certain like power level, they basically summon him back, and their souls, well, his pieces of souls that are inside them get absorbed by him, and then it's just him or something. Does anybody else remember this storyline? Am I crazy?
You're not crazy.
Okay. A little bit, but not about this. Oh my gosh, but I can't even imagine this Scarlet Witch that we have in the MCU right now, played by Elizabeth Olsen, right? Doing all the shenanigans that she already has done, just trying to get her kids back, watching her children being like, for lack of a better phrasing, torn apart so that way their souls can become this giant demon dude. Like, goodness gracious. She almost set the universe on fire. I would too. Can't even blame her for it.
So, what about you, Bean? Who would you consider to be just the most like OP? Like, this is totally unfair. Who are they fighting against about like a character in the MCU at the moment?
I don't know. Like I said, I feel like there's some movies I haven't seen, but I think when my first thought of like just thinking of like a really strong character, I know that like he's not the strongest, but like I don't know. I feel like they could do some fun things with Thor to make like I feel like they kind of push him towards being like they could easily make him like all of a sudden become super strong, like super hammer gives him extra strength, coolness. Like we haven't really seen it as much, but like it could happen.
Yeah.
Could. But yeah, no, and I definitely think that like physically Hulk, that would have been my guess as well. Of just like he's just crazy, indestructible almost, but not in the same way that like Deadpool's indestructible.
Yeah. He's just indestructible to the point of like spitting out bullets.
Yeah. Which I feel like that's its own sort of strength, which is like survivability.
Yeah.
Which is Deadpool the most survivable character in the MCU?
You know, I think so.
Because we also have Wolverine.
Yeah, that's what I say. He got his powers from Wolverine, but what we got told from the Logan movie, which by the way is probably hands down one of my favorite X-Men movies, like of all time. Anyways, he's dying because of the adamantium that they put in his bones.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is it, infection or something? I'm not exactly. They didn't quite explain it completely, I think, in the movie, but like Deadpool doesn't have that problem. But yeah, since Wolverine's dead in the movies, I guess it comes down to Deadpool.
That's true.
I was going to ask, like, so with this discussion, are we just talking about the MCU, or are we talking about the X-Men cinematic universe, the Sony's?
Well, I think
what they're doing.
They're doing some pretty good moves. Anyways, I think they're all starting to like come together now, aren't they? Because Deadpool and Spider-Man are now going back to Marvel, and they've been in the MCU before, kind of. Well, Spider-Man has, and with the X-Men rights going back to Marvel, I think we can count them. We saw some of them already in Doctor Strange, so wow, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. It has to be. Like, if we talk about absolute strength, does that mean all of the X-Men movies are going to count, or just like going forward?
Well, I was just saying, just like this conversation, because if that's the case, I mean, I want to change my answer.
Yeah, I would change my answer too. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Okay, so as the MCU, as it is now, we have done our picks. Shanice, did you do your pick?
Oh, I was saying Billy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's now add up all of the Marvel movies, not just MCU Marvel, was like all Marvel movies, like all the X-Men movies, all of the Sony movies. Let's put them all together now. Shanice, you go first.
All right. Gosh, I guess still Billy, but Jean Grey.
Yeah,
I'm going with her because almost on like a meta level. Like no matter what reviews these movies get, they just seem hell bent on remaking the Dark Phoenix saga over and over and over again.
Because it's such a good story and they just can't seem to stick the landing. So maybe, I mean, they're going to tell the story at least one more time. We all know this to be true. Yeah, I know, Shanice, I know. But hopefully this time, with having pretty much all the Marvel characters together, they can tell it properly. We're going to have to see. Oh my gosh. Please, somebody break the curse of not telling the story right. That it would be, well, I think the animated series did a pretty good job.
It did.
Of all the history of X-Men and the Dark Phoenix saga, the animated series from back in the day have done it best. I think most of us can agree on that.
X-Men 2 was fun. It's just X-Men 3 is I don't like to talk about that.
We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Oprah. We don't talk about X-Men 3. Okay? That's a saying in my house. Anytime we don't talk about something, it's like, you don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Oprah. We don't talk about something.
What about you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jean Grey would be like top. Would have to be top because she could out telekinesis everybody, amongst other things, with a little bit of power from the sun. Oh my gosh! What about you, Bean? What, like including all the other like universe stuff, all the other movies? Would your answer still be Hulk?
I was actually thinking about Jean Grey earlier too. I just like how she's always portrayed in the movies. Like she's strong, but she can never really control it.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like my internal like argument against her being like super, like she's very powerful, but like she can't control it. And then she just explodes. So then it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that makes her count as being really strong.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's in like a totally other category, like that we've got to like talk about later too, is like who's like mentally the strongest. Cause that's where like Professor X like comes in to it. And like it's that's my main thing. And I think that's like because my favorite characters were always like the really smart characters.
Yeah.
So also thinking about like the strongest, I'm like, oh no. Like, although I was thinking, I don't know that much about him, but Colossus, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
But we only saw him like very briefly, I think, in the movies.
Yeah. I think he was more in the Deadpool movies than he was in the X-Men movies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which his backstory is actually kind of nice. And it's kind of, you know, not as dramatic and deadly as most other backstories are. And I don't know why, but he's just like this big breath of fresh air whenever. So do you know his backstory, Bean?
No.
What about you, Shanice?
Vaguely.
So he's a Russian farmer and some equipment goes and almost like is going to run over a child and kill it. And that's when his powers kick in by stopping it. That's it.
Awesome.
And then he grows up to be, grows even bigger to be sort of like a mentor to other X-Men and stuff.
I've always liked his relationship with Kitty. I always thought they were cute in comics.
Yeah. And then, oh my gosh, that makes me think. Do you think they're going to? So as we saw in Doctor Strange, they have some of the like Professor X, Sir Patrick Stewart is back as him. I'm wondering when they start putting them in the MCU, if they're going to use any of the original cast from those, or are they just going to like recast everybody? What do you guys think?
From what I've read, The reason why we haven't seen or we haven't heard any casting announcements or rumors is because of a contract that the actors wrote years ago, saying that they could be the only live action ones for X amount of years.
Oh, okay.
So if we were to see any X-Men or mutants show up in the next 2 or 3 years, they would be the OG Fox ones. But I think after a certain year, I don't know if it's next year, 2024, then they'll start blowing out casting announcements.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for.
So excited for it because I think they did a lot of great casting. Like, I think a lot of the cast, even the Days of Future Past, like the older ones, or the set in the past ones, I think they did really good casting in those as well. I think who was it? Jennifer Lawrence was a great Mystique. Now, did I want her to be a little more of a tortured soul, kind of like in the original series? Yeah, but this was back when she was still early 20s Mystique, so we'll have to see what she's like as nowadays Mystique. And I have this weird love-hate relationship with Mystique. I really do. She has done absolutely terrible things, but she turns around and she can also do great things. Like when her daughter, who wasn't actually her blood, it was her adopted daughter, Rogue, turned good and then got married to Gambit. She showed up at the wedding, didn't do anything, just because she wanted to be there in support for her daughter getting married to the love of her life. And I'm like, oh, cute. But then she, we find out later on, she just abandoned her child at a circus that was known for abusing mutants. And I'm like, come on, Mystique. You can be better. Just better. Please. Please be better. And I think they did a great job casting her. And I hope we get to see her as Jennifer Lawrence as a Mystique again. I think that'd be cool. And I don't know, but I hope for the rest of eternity, Sir Patrick Stewart is Professor X.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, because I don't even know how many movies he's doing right now. I feel like, what he's been doing, the Picard series, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I feel like though he could be as old, he's literally in a wheelchair. The character in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Even if oh my goodness. But yeah, I do hope, as much, because that's actually was one thing I was thinking was are they going to do James McAvoy, or did I get the right actor name on that?
I think so.
Yeah.
That other man, or Sir Patrick Stewart, of which one? I hope it's Sir Patrick Stewart,
forever,
but only if he's I'm up for this. I can do this.
Yeah.
Because in Picard, he's literally playing old man Picard, so that works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be mad about James McAvoy either. But I don't really know who else they would get.
I have no idea. They would have to know that whoever they cast as that role will have to be they've got some big wheels to fill. I'm just saying.
Anyone who follows Sir Patrick Stewart in any role has huge shoes to fill. Yeah,
for sure. And I will give them a shot, but just so they know they're being compared to the great Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly though, back on the subject of really strong characters, and this is heavily biased by him just being one of my favorites, Magneto. I feel he's extremely strong when fighting on Earth, where we have a bunch of metal stuff all over the place.
For sure. It's in the ground even. He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Poor Poor giant metal dude. He is not getting a single step within like a 20-mile radius. So he's counted out for that fight. Oh my gosh. Who other than Professor X, maybe Hulk, who could fight? That whole family. Because like that whole family, if Magneto, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Billy, both the twins, like that entire actual family, nobody can fight them. And also, just like the fact that each generation of that family just kept getting stronger. And I'm sitting here like, I'm kind of glad that ain't real. Because then we get into a House of M moment. And now I want a House of M movie.
No.
No.
Yes.
I'm with that storyline. Oh my god.
We have all the characters cast already.
We do, but
I'm sure they would have to do some tweaks so it would be okay for a movie or a TV show. Oh my god, I want it to be a TV show. Oh my god, yes. Okay, so that whole family is way OP. I'm so glad that's not real. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that would be so bad.
This is the ASMR whispering about how doomed we would be section of the show.
the whispering really sells it. It's
Destroyed.
Imagine it though. All of us are gone.
so if you want to pay us for ASMR videos, then we just provide for free. If you want to give us like 10 cents.
Yes. If you want us to just sit here whispering, throw 10 cents at us. Oh my god. I can't even, but like seriously, like how scary would that be if a family like that were to really exist? Scarlet Witch literally got rid of every single mutant with a blink of an eye because, she just, mutants, and then she brought them back into existence like it was just another Tuesday. So, if all of us disappear one time during like a filming, or like if one of us just disappears, we can assume two things. First and foremost, Thanos. But that's only if there's dust. And then second, Scarlet Witch got bored and was like, you know what? I don't like humans. Or, you know what? I want to be the only mutant. Like,
well, if one of us was to disappear because she didn't want any more mutants, and I was here, and one of y'all disappeared, I'd be, well, I feel a little betrayed that y'all didn't want to tell me you're a mutant. And then I try to figure out what your mutation is. Like, now, what the heck were they doing?
I'm pretty sure mine would be my hair.
I'm always able to find the end of the tape on a clear packing roll like tape. That's my one skill that I might be a mutant. Only one.
Oh, what about you, Shanice? What would your mutant ability be? If Shanice disappears, it's gonna be it's gotta be because she always knows the right time to scream.
What?
You know exactly what we're all feeling, and when we all just need to about it, and then you just like, Well, all right, guys, we're gonna take ourselves just a quick little break while we try and figure out what actually might be our mutant abilities. We'll be right back. Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning into The Experience. Help us out and hit subscribe over on YouTube and click the bell when you do. Need some help? Scan the QR code in the bottom corner.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hi, I'm Seda Wolf. I'm the creator of Soulstream, and you're watching The Experience.
Hey guys, so we've figured out a couple of our mutant abilities, and so apparently Shanice just getting snuck up on all the time. I'm gonna say that's her mutant ability. Sure. Just able to tune out everything, and then just be like, "Hey," and then her just be like, "Woo!" Yes. I can't say anything. I trip over everything. Pretty sure that's my ability.
Shanice is just actually attuned to a different universe in which those people aren't there, and she's like popping in and out of the two. And so she pops, like somebody walks up, and then her brain's like, "Well, be in this universe," and she's like, "Ah,
wrong universe, whoopsie."
I'm just going to different universes, and I'm just finding like clear pieces of tape just to like gently toss at Bean. The other universes, I'm just going to Jena, just being like, "Please don't trip over the box. No, please be careful with the boxes.
Here's a box to trip on."
No, let me just find like a really super clear piece of tape here. Just one exact picture.
Maybe we're doing our office job at LexCorp. That's what we're doing. Our brains are just checked out doing paperwork.
Man, it makes me think of whenever we like discuss like having powers, I just like always think of the one power that like I would not want to have, which I read about in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But it's not like the original book. It's like in a different book in the series. But there's a guy who's just gotten rained on every day of his entire life because the clouds are in love with him. And there's like it's like point of view from the clouds. So you know what the clouds are thinking. And they're just like, "Man, we love this guy. This guy is great. We got to follow him." That's like the worst.
Rain. I would be charging people. I'd be like, "Oh, you need rain for your grass? That will be $20 for 15 minutes of rain." And then just walk over there, stand for 15 minutes, give your money, walk away.
Could you even fly in an airplane though if you had that? I don't think you could.
Well, I don't know. If you're inside a building, are the clouds going to follow you inside the building?
No, they'd be like outside.
Yeah.
I guess know. I feel like the pilot would be unhappy.
Why is it raining all of a sudden? Can't fly in this. Cancel it. And then everybody would look at you and be like, "You made it rain."
Not even like in like a fun way. Like you made it rain in a sucky way. Like everything's all soggy and crap. Like I feel like if like the little like cookies that they give you on planes is all soggy and nasty.
Oh no.
See, now I'm getting angry at this fictional character.
I know.
On him.
These clouds, stop it. Can't you just block the sun instead of rain? Like, come on, man. I want to know why they love him so much.
I don't know. They just love him. But like real quick though, who's the weakest character in the Marvel MCU? We've been talking about the strong. Let's throw out a hot take of who's the weakest.
Oh my gosh.
The answer I want to give will have the producer probably put like a block over my face for the rest of the show.
I think I know who you're talking about.
That's like a joke answer. That's actually a good question, Pete. I gotta think about that.
I feel like we need to just like preface all of this and be like, this is all jokes. Don't get too mad. Oh man, I had one pop into my head right away that will make people really mad.
Who?
Because I'm like, Hawkeye. The guy with a bow and arrow.
Oh my gosh. Being with it. Being dead. See, I was gonna say, oh gosh. Black Widow's mom. Like in the movie, she didn't even have fighting skills. She had a closet with weapons and, did science. Don't get me wrong. I love science experiments, all of that. Super fun. But
I would say she gets a plus 100 bonus because she's played by Rachel Weisz.
yeah, true.
So I mean, like, that gives her power in her own right.
Yeah, okay.
She could beat up Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
I mean, Hawkeye, he'd be here in this situation. She's just stopping him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Oh my gosh. They don't really, in the MCU, they don't really show a whole lot of the weak characters. But we all know who Shanice is going to say. But
what is Shanice going to say?
But that person's son literally becomes one of the strongest characters of all time. So.
And he's not spaghetti. So you're right.
You know
you're
what?
right. He's not bloom.
You know what? I thought we were friends. Being just disappointed.
You had your finger on the button, didn't you, Mr. Producer?
Oh my goodness.
That was great. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm good. Oh god, I'm crying. Oh god, that was good. But yeah, so our producer is saying his opinion of the weakest character is Star-Lord. And I can see that, especially because like he only had power when Ego was around, but now that Ego is dead, what does he have? Just like a falling apart spaceship. And like I can see that point of view.
Yeah, but isn't he still technically like have a celestial? Like granted, like I've only watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 once. So I mean, I know that Ego is like or whatever, but when he still when he still be like one of the like kind of like people forget like how powerful he is. I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't know.
I think he, from like what we've seen in the movies, and like he's kind of, I would kind of almost put him in like the opposite spectrum of Jean Grey, but still in that whole argument of like he is very strong and powerful, but he doesn't really seem to have control over it. Right. Like if his body's gonna be ripped apart, it doesn't. But he can't be like like lasers. So
what was that?
Lasers. You know that's how he would say it too if he could shoot lasers.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, lasers." Which, since we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, I was really upset that in one of them, I think it was the second one, I can't remember, we were teased Adam Warlock, weren't we?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be one of the most, thank you. He was supposed to be one of the most OP characters in the entire comic universe. Why haven't we seen him again? What's going on?
Well, it's I'm blanking on the actor's name, but the one he was in that movie with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis. It's like I can picture his face, but I'm blanking on his name. But I know he's playing Adam Warlock because I know they had that tease of him and the big egg.
Yeah.
Guardians too.
Egg, sarcophagus, whatever.
Coulter, yeah. Will Coulter.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that they make him gold, because if they just make him just flesh color, I'm disappointed.
Oh my gosh! And then, like in the Eternals movie, I feel like it was also teased there, but again, we got nothing.
are we done roasting people that will then make everyone mad?
I
I
think
guess in the
so.
comments.
I think so.
Because I do still think it's like it's time to discuss who's like the mentally strongest.
Yeah.
Because that's like a different, and I know that this is like a thing that's very debated, and like I at least like this also might be biased because like it's the content like I see and the characters I like. A lot of people have like discussed the whole like Tony Stark versus Will Reed or Reed
Richards.
Yes, sorry, that name is very hard for me, Mr. Fantastic. I'll just call him that. So. But yeah, where do you guys land on who's the smartest in the Marvel universe?
Oh my gosh, this is where it gets kind of like a weird line between the movies and the comics. Because in the comics, I would definitely say Reed Richards, but in the movie universe, I would have to say, oh my gosh, either Professor Banner, like Bruce Banner as Human Him, or oh my gosh, because he figures out the problems almost as soon as Tony Stark hits this wall, and then Banner's like, oh, well, that's because of this. Duh. And I'm like, well, then, Mr. Smarty Smart Pants. Okay. And then, but at the same time, Tony Stark in the movies created Ultron, and he used Jarvis doing it, but he had to be smart enough to be able to like make Jarvis and then make Ultron, even though in the comics it was Banner who did that. So it's this weird stray line of between the two of them. At least I want to say.
I mean, in the comics, it was Hank Pym who created Ultron.
Thank you.
That's a crazy family tree too, with Wanda on one side and Vision on the other.
How did I forget about Hank Pym? Oh,
I think in the MCU, like I think I know people will say Tony, but it's like I think he reminds me a little bit of like Hank Pym in the comics. Like he's a smart dude, but like it ends up biting him in the butt later. Ultron is a big example. I would genuinely say at this moment, Shuri would be.
Yes.
I'm only saying her is because she held her own against Banner. During it was like, oh, you're a teenager, you know this. Okay, that's what gets smart. Right. And I'm gonna cheat by bringing up. Oh my gosh. By mentioning him, even if he hasn't showed up, but Amadeus Cho.
Oh,
if you have like, what's that group? Hydra, like looking for him in Winter Soldier. He's got to be like a really sharp guy in the MCU as well. So those are my two picks.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes, because she's still a teenager, and she has created so much technology.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Shanice. I retract my statement.
I am redeemed for my spaghetti comments.
Don't, sweet baby. Sweet baby Jesus. Never cried a day in his life. All right, Bean, who's your favorite, or who do you think is the smartest?
Oh, that I'm gonna defer to you guys' judgment because I don't know anything. I'm not smart enough to know who the smartest is. But yeah, no, I would agree. I'm gonna agree with Shanice. It's Shuri right now.
Yeah.
And probably will be for a while, just because I don't know if we're gonna see other cool characters come in.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
Like
we'll see.
There is a character they're filming her show now that I think you'd be really hyped for. You see her in her suit and everything. I'll put in the group chat later.
Oh, that's
Yeah, so she comes in proper. I just want to see her interact because she isn't in the Black Panther trailer. Now that I think about it, working on a suit.
Is she?
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
she's in there.
Nice. That's gonna be awesome.
I have probably played that trailer a minimum of 100 times at this point. Not just because like the song was so good, but the trailer has me so hyped. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see it. I may go back to theaters because of that movie. Maybe. It's a big maybe. We'll see. All right. And with that, folks, I think it is time for Pick of the Week.
Pick of the Week.
Anywho. Yes, it was Homesick Pilots. I think this was Bean's pick, right?
Yes, I was so scared I was gonna pick this, and you guys were both just gonna be like, "Okay, already read it, already know everything about it." Like, so I was really excited, especially when Shanice was like, "Wait, what was it? Can I borrow it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I
only had the first issue."
Yeah, I adore this book. Did you guys both get a chance to read the whole trade, or how far did you get in?
So the store was out of the trades. They only had volumes 2 and 3, and so I had at home the first issue. So that's all I got to read.
So I read the trade, and I'll definitely give it back as soon as I can. But like now that I know that there was a volume 2,
yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and jump on that bad boy because I got some questions.
I got questions too.
Okay.
You go first, though. Maybe you can answer some of my questions.
Well, my question it kind of spoils the ending of the book, so I'll just skip that question. But I will say this about it. I wasn't expecting for it to be as like brutal as it was, because like I know these are like teenagers, but God, like they were going through it. Like
they were getting taken out.
Yeah, it's like, geez. I really liked it. The main character like is really cool, and I love like her look throughout the book. How her hair gets just like pitch white. It's like, oh, this is like full blown mecha anime now. I'm all in.
Yeah.
That's actually when I turned to the last page of the first issue, I was like, did she just become a magical girl? Is that what just happened? Because like the way like her makeup and then her hair and like her outfit, I was like, she just became a magical girl. And we just didn't see the transformation. And the house sent her on a quest. This is a magical girl book.
If any of them are going to be magical girl style transformed, it's going to be the character that's revealed at the end of the first trade, which is my absolute favorite. And I love her in that way. Like she's, and the thing about with a lot of the characters is like, there's a lot of gray area. There's some times where it's very clearly like, this is a bad guy, this is a bad entity, but like she spends a lot of time not really understanding what's going on. And then being like, oh, like when she actually does find out, it's like, oh my God. And I like that also because so many paranormal things, like I love the ones where the characters are figuring things out incrementally. I love that. But I enjoy this one because the character gets literally thrown into the monster and doesn't really understand what's going on, but is just taking a lot of action and making a lot of choices and going on quests and not understanding exactly what she's doing. So
that sounds about right. I just thought so. Okay, like I said, I only read the first issue, and at one point, I was pretty sure the house was trying to throw out the rest of the teens with, a blood river, like a blood, tsunami, and then. Right? What was it? Right before that, or right? I think it was right before that. This one dude was like, "Forget this person," and so all the pipes in the house decided to eat him and tear off somebody else's head. And I'm like, "Yo, them pipes was hungry." I think. Yep, they's a hungry. there's that. So that's halfway through this book. I know what I'm into now. This is the book. And then I thought it was really cool the way that they did it, where one group of teens was sneaking in the house this way, the other group of teens was sneaking through the house this way, and they're just like, they meet, like the way they did that was like really cool. Because like I was reading it, I was like, wait, you got to read it. Okay, I got you now. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. I love that, where it's like dollhouse style, where you can like see the whole house. But I know that Jena didn't get into, I don't know if you really got to see like some of the monster designs.
I don't think so.
But that's also, I love monsters. I love the designs. I don't think it's spoilery to say the cassette tape monster or the VHS tape monster, because you're not going to know what that is, but it's awesome.
I'm imagining it's a VHS that's like opening and eating people. And it's happy as a clam.
Not quite.
Yeah,
But close.
Like the horseshoe ghost design, it reminded me of a creature that I would see, or that would be described to me from like a podcast I listened to. So I'm like as I'm reading it, I'm like, man, this makes me listen to like a voice from darkness right now, only because it's like it was so creepy. Like I loved like the like design of it. It's like a horseshoe, but it's got like a suit, and it's just a regular dude, just a horseshoe head. And that was like horrifying too, the luck thing.
And I thought that was weird. Like, so the way the first issue ended was she was back trying to get this horseshoe to take back to the house. She's like, the house wants its ghost back. And the chick like right before was talking about, it brings me all this good luck. And I'm like, well, first off, thank you for using an old wives' tale that people have used for, centuries. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But why was it bringing you luck when it's a ghostasy that wanted to go back to its home? I have questions. Where's the next one? Horseshoe.
Huh?
I would like to find a ghost horseshoe that would bring me luck.
Yeah.
Maybe not this one, because it's
probably not.
Okay. This kind of sucks. Like and that's what I liked about it. It's like, yeah, like if I had this, I wouldn't give it up either. But it's like, oh wait, never mind. Oh no, dog, I don't want this.
Yeah. No, and it definitely comes from the point of view also, I won't say of like all the time, but a lot of it is like the idea that like spirits and like entities and stuff use human form and like look like a ghost of a human, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're just using that because a human is the one talking to them.
Okay, so the book I wanted y'all to read may be a little bit too hard to find, so we'll talk about it after we finish recording. But I would like for y'all to read the first issue of 8 Billion Genies, because that one it's a crazy book, and the little genie designs are so cute. That's why I want y'all to read it. Look at the cute little genies. But yeah, the first issue of 8 Billion Genies is what I would like for y'all to read.
What's it about?
So everyone's just chilling out, mind your own business, and then every person on the planet, they get a genie, and you only get one wish. Oh. And the first issue, I'm trying to remember, it follows the first 8 minutes within like the first 8 minutes after the genies arrive. Oh. The second issue is the first 8 hours. Third issue was the first 8 days, so on and so forth. Oh, but yeah, that's all I want to say about it, because I don't want to spoil anything else. But man, like it is a ride. I really dig it.
It'll be awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. Because
I can already-
they're dope.
I can already say for sure, if somebody gave me a genie and was like, "You have one wish," I just don't think I would ever use it. I would just chill with my genie.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hey man, do I need to like buy you food? Like, what's and like, are you my pet now? Cool. Okay, we're just gonna chill because I'm not getting in some like Richard Matheson the box stuff. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening."
Oh my goodness. I can just imagine. I can actually imagine it because I would probably keep him to the side, like, all right, bro, what movies you want to watch? Because you're going to stay there in case there's like an emergency or the asteroid come to Earth destroy. Like, we're just going to chill until then. So.
Because it's funny that y'all say that because, like, of course, no one wants to, like, blow like their wish immediately. So they have to like really think about it. It's like, okay, I only got one wish. And of course, you can't wish for more wishes.
Yeah.
So you see these genies just kind of like, just like hanging out with some of the characters, just being like, what's up? What's up? Just being, I'll be right back, y'all.
Oh, okay. Oh, so the producer said you feed it with a wish. How would that suck? Oh, how bad would that suck if the way that you feed your genie is your wish?
Oh no, they eat normal human food. They like you see a genie like in the last issue, just like making himself like a cocktail, and he's just passing it to other genies, and he just get drunk in the background.
Oh my gosh,
That's awesome. Oh, I'm so excited.
I wonder if there are parks you can take your genies to, or like, are they meetups for genies that didn't have, got wishes? Is there a daycare for my genie while I go to work?
That actually gets answered to in the first issue. What happens if you don't use your wish?
Oh no.
But yeah. Sorry about the straw. But yeah. Genie's getting lit. Thank you, producer.
Yeah. Oh my
I'm
god.
so excited.
Just drop them off.
But I guess before we do wrap up, if it's okay for me to ask y'all, what if you did have a genie and you're just like, okay, we wrote it up for like 2 weeks now, I want my wish. What would y'all wish for?
But the Impossible Whopper.
The Impossible
I'd probably just ask for a chili cheese coney with mustard from Sonic. Maybe some cheese sticks. Ooh, crazy.
So I think on that note of the wishes, the number three for Burger King, and the chili cheese dog. I'm just gonna call it for tonight's episode. Thank you for staying with us throughout the madness, and I hope y'all have a good night. Bye.
Bye.